Everything Everywhere All at Once is an amazing movie. I was so excited to see this film because of the fact that it was made by A24, and if you know anything about my channel, I absolutely love this studio. They just make straight bangers. Even the films that I don't care for all that much are still insanely memorable. But to be honest, this movie might take my top spot for my favorite A24 film. If I had to describe it in one sentence, I would say it is one of the most creative and humorous films I've ever seen. I mean, there's a whole fight scene focused and centered around whether or not the opponent can stick a butt plug up his ass. If that doesn't gain your attention, then I don't know what will. Honestly, if you don't find that entertaining, then you might not be fucking human. Now, I could go on and on about the creative choreography, the interesting effects, the cinematography, the amazing characters, etc, but this isn't a review. The reason why I'm making this video is for its ending and its powerful message it conveys to the audience. But before we can understand the ending and the message, we need to take a slight look into the characters. Evelyn is the main character of the story, and she's the one that's physically and financially keeping the family afloat. But due to her choices in life, she feels like she has a lot of wasted potential, making her life feel sort of meaningless in certain moments. It doesn't help that she starts verse jumping, giving her different perspectives of her alternate lives and their outcomes. This only reconfirms Evelyn's original sentiments about her life and how insignificant it truly is. This brings us to our next character, Joy, someone who also can relate to her mother, Evelyn. One of these things she can relate to is that Joy doesn't fully feel accepted by her mother because of her sexual identity. And while her mother cannot relate completely to that, she can kinda understand and sympathize with the feelings of not being fully accepted by her family, since her father completely disapproved of her relationship with Wayman, her husband. This leads us to our main antagonist of the film, Jobu Tupaki, who is just an alternate version of Joy whose mind has been shattered and now has the ability to see and gain all knowledge from every reality. This power obviously makes her OP. I mean, she literally has the ability to pop your fucking head off like a balloon, which she sadly does to a poor security officer. But with this power, she can also see and feel every single moment in any of her alternate lives. This gives her a unique perspective of life and how truly meaningless it is. This all culminates when Evelyn starts to get a better understanding of the multiple different realities and comes to the same realization that everything she's ever done or will ever do is truly insignificant. This is the main message of the movie. Your actions, the things you do every day, like going to work or going to school, getting an F on your test, getting some type of acknowledgement from your boss, it's all incredibly insignificant in comparison to all of human history. Just look at prominent figures like Julius Caesar, Cleopatra, Napoleon, Abraham Lincoln. These are all historical figures with their names immortalized to time. But in the end, they are in the same place as every other ordinary person, 6 feet in the ground with time moving forward. And that's people who made incredible changes in our history, which the majority of people watching, if not everyone including myself, will not be able to do. Now you're probably thinking, thanks little queso for ruining my fucking day with your incredibly sad and depressing outlook on life. But there's two ways of approaching this realization. Joy's approach and answer to life and how meaningless it is simply by giving up to despair and wanting to enter a dark hole that she created with all of the emotions of every joy in every reality. Now, my interpretation of this is a form of suicide, which is a dark thing to talk about, but a very relatable one to many. Evelyn's approach, however, is a contrast to Joy's point of view. Her answer to life is valuing her shared experiences and appreciating the smaller moments in life. And while yes, I do know everything I said about how your actions are going to be super insignificant in the grand scheme of things is a really pessimistic way of looking at life, it is kinda true. But that doesn't mean life is insignificant or meaningless. And Evelyn comes to the same realization. She begins to understand it isn't about the achievements of life, but about appreciating little moments. Little moments that we take for granted all the time, like embracing loved ones or sharing a laugh with friends. Just because life is small in comparison to all of space and time doesn't mean it is meaningless or insignificant. We give value to our own lives through interactions with others. This is why I love the character Wayman. If you judge him like you judge a book by its cover, then most people would pity his life. He owns a failing laundromat and lives in a tiny apartment with his disconnected family. He has no outstanding achievements in his life at all. And yet he's the happiest character by far. Hell, in one of his alternate realities, he's a very successful and famous man. But even with all that, he's extremely discontent with his current life and could only think about the what ifs. While Wayman isn't the most intelligent character, and by far knows the least about the alternate realities, he's the most content with his life. He was one of the emotional anchors for Evelyn at the end of the movie when she ultimately had to make the same choice on how to value and appreciate her life. And that's the main message of the movie. How do you want to value your life? This is why I ultimately made this video, and why I didn't really want to do a review. I wanted to focus more on the message of the story and how powerful it truly is. With that being said, thanks for watching, and I'm sorry if this was a little bit of a heavier topic, but I actually really liked it, so. thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, consider liking, subscribing, and comment below what I should do next. I'll do movies, games, anime, shows, whatever. But again, thank you for watching.